Hi everyone, my name is Anna. This is my first video blog. Um, so what I am going to discuss are a few things. It's hard to see with my webcam. I'll get a better one later. I recently had a cervical fusion. You can see what's left of the incision. I usually wear this lovely piece of art. But out of vanity, I am not. So what I'd like to share is how my journey began. In 2003, I started getting very sick. And it took me a while, but I found the right doctors who diagnosed me with a need for a fusion at C6 and C5. I had that done in April, I believe, of 2004. 18 months later, I was in an auto accident in the middle of nowhere. And I was unable to get to a doctor for almost 24 hours. I was out of state. And so it took me a while to get back to Michigan, where I live and where I'm currently receiving health care and where I had my most recent surgery. Because it was an auto accident out of state, it took, oh geez, hold on. If I had the surgery now, and the accident happened in 2005, it took me almost 15 years to get hooked up with the right doctors. On top of having neck issues, which I'm so sorry. It affected everything, from my ability to get around, my relationships, everything. When I first started looking for the correct people to help me, I was told in the early part of this adventure that I was crazy, that my pain wasn't real, that I had unresolved issues that were contributing to my pain level, and I needed to work out more and strengthen my core, all of which I did for many, many years. And then my health, in I believe it was around 2012, my health started to decline to the point where things that were affected included speech, memory, reading comprehension, critical decision making. It just was amazingly debilitating. And so it took me a while. Obviously, I'm better. I finally got hooked up with doctors at Henry Ford in West Bloomfield, Michigan, which I will put links to all of the people that have helped me, so that if you are in the position that I was in, you can at least have some idea of where you can start, who you can talk to. You can go to their website and they will help you to maybe find doctors in your area. So I had the most recent cervical, such a big word, fusion done in October of this year. I started working with Henry Ford in 2017. And the primary factor that we focused on in the beginning was my back. I have lumbar issues and sacral issues, and I also have what's called a Tarlov cyst. It is inside the tailbone, and it is a bit annoying. It makes sitting hard a little bit sometimes. When we started that, we started with cortisol injections every couple of months. They helped, but it was not long term. So we moved to radio frequency thermology, which is where they go in and they basically put very long needles stuck in you like hold on, acupuncture, but they are connected to electrical wires that send a certain amount of electricity to the nerve ending, and it basically burns off the nerves. And that has been very helpful because the problem with my back isn't something that's bad enough to surgically fix. So that is my journey in the back. My cervical fusion, which again happened on October 19th. Technically, I'm not supposed to be out of the collar, but vanity. So I'm still kind of in the collar. I think I've been in it for almost 8 weeks now. I talked to my neurologist. Thanks to COVID, it'll be a video visit, but I'm supposed to transition from the hard shell collar to a soft pliable collar. I'm not sure how long I'll be in it. I might do an update later to just for those who are curious, or again, if you are going through a similar process, it will help you understand what you're in for. And to kind of touch on that, let's discuss what's happened over the last 8 weeks. So after I came out of surgery, I had to sit up for a while. Well, not for a while. I'm still kind of sleeping, you know, elevated. So you depending on your tolerance for the collar, for me it was just easier to sit up, to sleep sitting up. So I got a wedge. I pile up pillows because of my back issues. I had been sleeping on a nest of blankets and pillows anyhow, so it's not really new. It's just a higher angle than I've been sleeping on over the last couple of years. So after surgery, you'll be sleeping for a while at an angle, and then I have found for myself that as the weeks go on, you can reduce that elevation. Although I'm 8 weeks in, I still cannot sleep on my side, and I'm a side sleeper. So that's been a little challenging because my body wants to roll over, but it's no good. It doesn't work out very well. So I'm waiting for that next step. The next thing I have found is the limited, you kind of get a little limited in how far you can turn, and I'm not supposed to be turning right now anyhow. I don't know how we're going to handle physical therapy, being that in Michigan, a lot of the things that are not necessary have once again closed down. So I'm assuming that is the same for physical therapy. Again, if I do another video on this topic, I will catch you up and let you know how we are in the era of COVID handling physical therapy, and then what some of the exercises are that we'll be doing. So that's part of the journey right now. I think the biggest thing that I want you, whoever you are that's watching this right now, to get is that if you are dealing with chronic pain, and some doctors are telling you, especially if you're a girl, I'm not dismissing men, but for some reason, when we're in pain, we get dismissed a whole lot, and we are not taken very seriously, which is kind of funny considering that we make people. There's no, short of cutting off a limb or the like, you know, we have a pretty good tolerance for pain. So the fact that we are dismissed as uh, some psychological foundation for our pain it is not only disrespectful, but it is quite honestly with the other women that I have talked to over the last 15 years. And I've met a lot of girls just in the same position, maybe not the same problems, but uh, when seeking to find people who can help you figure out what is going on, it has been a real challenge. It really has, and especially at the time when my faculties were severely inhibited, getting that help was even more of a struggle. In fact, that was resolved. I ended up in the hospital through the ER with a different diagnosis, but they gave me the right medication to get me to a place where I started to get better. Luckily, I did have a primary care physician at the time who took me very seriously and did all she could to help me. She has passed, sadly. She was an amazing woman, and I owe her everything. Well, not just her, but my current doctors as well, really. I owe them my future. Uh, so, um, although it was by accident, when I did get out of the hospital on an AMA against medical advice, that's a long story. I'm not going into that. But once I got out, she kept me on antibiotics. And then to help improve my situation, I started using Lumosity to help with rewiring our brains. When I peaked out on that, I started working with a company called Neurocore. And if you don't know about Neurocore, again, I will put the link in the description. They are amazing. If you have anxiety, if you have some type of cognitive issues, they are extremely helpful. If you have limited income, they do have a, hold on, I got to think of the word. They have a subsidy is one way to put it. That's not the word, but they will help you. They will work with you to make payments, to make it affordable. And but that I really have to say that utilizing things like Lumosity and Neurocore, and really just not being willing to quit on myself or give up on my process, or even, although I tried to prove everybody else right, you know, that it was all in my head, that maybe I had some unresolved issues. The mind is a very strange thing, and the fact that our own inner emotions can be so turmoilish that it can literally affect our health. And I do respect that fact of human nature. The only problem is, for me, is I'm a talker. I always have been. I don't usually hide things. If I hide things from you, or if I'm lying to you, or if there is any kind of subterfuge on my part, you can pretty much guarantee you are asking for it. No offense. I know honesty is the best policy, but sometimes you just can't be honest with people, and that's a sad fact. But it's a hard truth I found out very recently. And being 51, I'd say that's pretty good. It took me a while. So understanding the psychology of human nature, I did not put it past myself that the things that people were telling me that, that could be the foundation of my issues, I took them seriously. And I tried to prove them right for two reasons. One, it's a hell of a lot cheaper, and it's a whole lot easier if you're a talker to just talk through the issues. But regardless of how much I talked or how much I worked out, how much I wanted to be better, it never came. And so I had to keep looking, and I kept looking and kept working and kept striving. And I finally got help. In the course of this, um, while I was still recovering my ability to read and my memory, which sometimes I still have memory issues, but I've noticed a lot of that has to do with my pain level. If my pain level is really high, then I have a significantly more difficult time remembering things. And so that's something that you can hold on to. If you are dealing with chronic pain and you are having a problem remembering things, then it's not you. It's just, it's your brain can only handle so much at one time. And so you got to kind of pick and choose. For me, while this was going on, while I was working on my recovery, but prior to the cervical fusion, when I was starting the back therapies, I also started college, which was, so when I started, I was still having problems with reading and comprehending, and again, as stated, memory. And but I did it. I started it. It all fell in my lap. The funding, the school, the whole spiel. It was something that I always wanted to do, but I had not started because there's a lot of things in life that I wanted to wait until I was older, until I was grown up, until my kids were grown up, so that when I got to be where I'm at, the age that I'm at today, I had things to look for. I had goals, and college was always a goal. I focused on business when I initially desired to go to school. I wanted to do it for English because I've always wanted to be a writer. My mom was a big reader, and reading was very much a part of my life growing up. And so that it was something I wanted to do. Instead, life has been kind enough to make me an artist. I create a lot. I'll put the link to my website also in the thing. Hold on, because I have to take notes. Otherwise, I'll forget something. So we have NeuroCore, Henry Ford. What else did we have? Let me see. I lost it. Oh, anyhow. So the website. So I'll put the links in the description so that you guys have an option. If I miss something, feel free to message me. I stay really busy, so sometimes it takes me a while to answer. You can find me on Instagram under Land of Lilith. I'll put that link in there. That sometimes is the fastest way to get a hold of me, because I zip through there a couple of times a day. Sometimes I don't sleep just because of, the although the surgery has fixed a lot of stuff, I still have some pain, and some days I do too much and I don't sleep. So you know, I'll flip through Instagram or whatever. So if you want to get a hold of me, just try me over there. Again, I'll leave the link in the description. Um, So if there's something that I miss that you want to talk about, or if you need more information about my journey or my experiences, feel free to hit me up. But let me know why you're hitting me up, because sometimes I don't answer people, not because you know, I used to be a very chatty person, and since in the course of my sickness, I lost a lot of friends. I lost 12 years with my daughter because she was when all of this started, especially when it started getting bad, she hit 15, and she just went all teenager on me, and I wasn't healthy enough to help guide her. So she went back to Texas to live with her aunt and uncle, who are healthy people and who promised me that they would do everything they could, including help us to maintain a relationship, which didn't work out, but you know, whatever. Her and I just started talking again after a couple of years, however many between then and now. 12 years. Uh, her and I just started talking earlier this year. So that's been really nice. My son and I lost contact with him because of my illness, and I could not find the right doctors to help me figure out what was going on. And so everybody was under the assumption that my experiences were not real. They weren't worth their, hold on. It wasn't worth their time to be a part of my existence. And that's okay. If you see the sarcasm on my face, that is the truth. So that's been a journey in itself. But I used to talk to anybody and everybody. And because of the things that occurred between my illness and the time I'm making this video, that propensity of my personality has just been shot to shit like a duck in hunting season. So please let me know why you want to talk to me, so that I can address you with the respect and the attention that you deserve. And don't take me personally. If I don't get a hold of you right away, I promise you I am starting the master's program in March. I have not been able to work on art a whole lot, or with any dedication, or anything else for that matter, because school and healthcare took up all of my time. And although as of March, for 18 months, I will be extremely occupied for now, between now and March 17th-ish, at least I think that's the start date, I'm free. And so I'm trying to catch up on everything. I started a website with art storefronts. I've been trying to work with those guys forever. And God has blessed me with the ability to work with them. So I am doing mass uploads. I am on Society 6. There is a wonderful place for clothes at shopvita.com. I have some items over there. I'll put in all of the links. I've got a couple of things in Zazzle. I've been over at Zazzle for many years, but I don't have time to put anything new up there. So yeah, so I stay really, really busy. And if I don't get back with you, it is because I am trying. So between being in pain and trying to pursue school, Everything else got left behind. And so I am taking these couple of months between. So after I graduated, we did the surgery 2 weeks after I graduated. I ran to Florida for a week to go see an aunt and uncle. And then I came home, and a week later, I had surgery. And then between October 19th, when I had the surgery, and today, I have been working on just trying to get through the whole fusion and adjusting to the, where am I at now, trying to find out where my body's at, trying to keep up with the housework, trying to get some artwork done, which I've completed a couple of simple pieces. You can't really see it except for the bottom, but there is a portrait going on back there for a friend of mine. Her little sister passed. And so I'm trying desperately to give her something full of love for her family, for her and her family. So, okay, well, on that note, thank you if anybody watches. Again, if you are going through chronic pain issues, if you are having adventures in healthcare and you need some help navigating, feel free to hit me up. I have done a lot over the last 15 years on dealing with my insurance, which is Medicaid and Medicare. I had to file for disability. I did not want to. In fact, my hope is that some of this stuff will decrease my pain for the long term, so that I can go back to work, because kind of miss having a job. Paycheck really, the job a little bit, paycheck more. So if you have, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, or even if you just need to talk to somebody who is in your position, just hit me up, because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to get up every day and be the only thing that gets you out of bed is you. Me, myself, and I are the only things getting me up and out of bed. So if you need a little extra support, encouragement, or help, I would be more than happy to do as much as I can to give you some of my experiences. And just thank you for listening. Did not know this was going to be a 30-minute video, but I appreciate your time. Everybody stay safe. If you're a masker, wear a masker. If you're not, just know COVID's real, people. It really is. It's not something that should be taken lightly. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening, and stay safe.